And we are recording.
All right.
Oh, no.
Welcome, everybody.
Oh, fuck.
This week's recap will be brought to us from... you know what? We'll just have Mike do it. Because he saw the episode.
Yeah, alright. I don't remember how it ends, though.
In
But I'll do my
conversation.
best.
No, so I also watched the episode, and for whatever reason, I also can't remember how the session ended. I don't know why, but it's just like a void after Krista and Ryan were talking during their watch. Everything else after that, I cannot remember.
Well, you went to bed.
Well, no, but I rewatched the episode.
Oh, you rewatched the ending.
And I
okay.
can't remember the last watch for some reason. It's just a void in my mind. So you're not alone.
Yeah. But anyway, for the recap, after I'm gonna recap some of the session before, because I watched the episodes like back to back basically, so it all
Okay.
kind of blends together for me. So after fighting the scarecrows, we went and investigated to see where see what was going on with that. Found like a statuette or something of a scarecrow, and as we tried to leave the farm, turned to dust, and storm clouds got real scary. Made our way back to Stone Sparrow. Told the higher ups, they didn't really seem to care, or at least we told the bounty guy, I guess.
Yeah, you told them.
Yeah, because the
Yeah.
higher ups wanted in there.
Yep.
Oh, I thought one of them was there.
No, none of them were there.
Not that really.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, they didn't really seem to care.
Yeah, that sucks. Cool, here's your money.
Yep. We picked up 2 other bounties.
Yep.
One of them involved going all the fucking way to Gillimore.
Fuck yeah, it does.
And I don't remember why we're going to Cyrrhenia. Oh, it was for the trade route or whatever,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
To establish
Trade. Establish trade, and then also Gillimore because magic items.
Magic.
Yeah, magic in general, I guess.
I do magic.
Yep. Went to like he's not the mayor, he's just like the benefactor of this town or something, right?
He's the Elon Musk of this city, yes.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
And asked his help for travel, and he gave us a fucking elephant pulled carriage.
Fuck yeah, he
which
did.
I was listening to it and I was like, why is it not just a palisade on an elephant? Why are we behind the elephant? That seems very inefficient.
Also very questionable.
Because the elephant is for me.
Because eccentricity, motherfucker.
But like, if it was a palisade on the elephant, we wouldn't have to go on the roads. We could just go where the fuck the elephant can travel.
Yeah, but the thing about that is that I would have to share the elephant.
That's also a big motherfucking elephant.
Yeah,
My
it is a
elephant.
big elephant.
We're-
It's a huge
we're-
elephant.
Okay, but we're talking like ultra mammoth size to carry that much shit on its back. Reasonably.
Not pachyderm out of this.
I mean, Josh did say picture of Moomakale.
There
I
you
don't
go.
know if you meant in
I mean,
size, though.
Not in size, in weaponry.
Yeah. So we left Stone Sparrow, traveled, conversations, creepy scarecrow in the night, but not really any combat, I don't think.
Nope.
Yeah, just meaningful conversations between party members, and that's about it.
That's correct.
Alright, cool. I like how this is the first time I've had the recap in this campaign.
That was
it
the
was
one
for a
session
sec-
he was gone.
It was the first session I wasn't even here for.
That's why I asked if you watched the episode.
Fair.
All right. So we pick up in the morning after the long rest on the second night, where everybody got a long rest in.
Ooh.
I mean, we're just gonna keep traveling.
Unless there's another fucking scarecrow.
Nope.
Neat.
Woo, travel.
Then yeah, what Nestor said.
He didn't say
Traveling.
anything.
We said we keep traveling.
Oh, I didn't even hear that.
Oh,
Oh,
you didn't?
yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah. He definitely said it.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
weird.
said, and we keep traveling.
Okay.
Along with some other words.
Yes.
Okay, I can hear him now. That
Mhm.
was weird. I was like, everyone's sitting in silence. All right, travel. Yeah, you get back out on the road. Travel for half a day or so, and you pass by a few people as you are now on the road that goes around Cyrrhenia as well, down from the high city of Lorik to High Gulf. You've effectively hit that main portion as well. So you pass by a few traders. Everybody gives you a wide berth. And
Don't have a choice.
yeah, exactly. Thankfully the road's pretty big, so. And yeah, that's not much events happening. Pretty safe area.
Which is really surprising, I must say. Going to a town, like, we're coming from a city full of people that, like, are, like, mercenaries and all this other kind of stuff, and somehow it's a very safe stretch of road. You'd think we'd meet some sort of sketchy folk on the way, but I guess not.
It's almost like a place that's full of mercenaries is very easy to find people to get rid of bandits.
And other things that attack innocent people.
Yeah. Safe
You're on
to
a
say,
pretty safe road.
It's pretty
There are
easy
also
to
bad people in Stonesboro. I don't think the whole city is filled with people with good
Fair.
intentions.
fair, but
But they're in the city.
As you know, people were
Yeah.
just straight up slaughtering each other for map pieces, like, a couple days ago.
Well, that was different. That was just a city tradition.
yeah, that's just people being stupid.
I mean, to be fair, there's more money to be gained in a city than there is on the road. You can only make so much money robbing people for their valuables.
They can
Plus,
make a lot of money robbing traders.
I have a feeling that all the bad people in Stone Sparrow get kind of like a weird thrill out of being so close to like the people that fight for good.
Probably.
It's like,
like some-
haha, they have no idea that I'm right underneath their nose. Mwah. Twirl mustache.
Like Dick Dastardly sort of fucking mentality. Every
To be
villain
clear,
in Stone
it's not
Sparrow.
that they twirl their they say it.
Yeah.
They haven't grown in yet, so they have to say it.
Jesus Christ. Anyways.
Now I'm just picturing a group of fucking overly enthusiastic thieves in Stonesboro who are just like, yes.
They're just like
Try and catch me.
preteen kids. But they don't have mustaches, they haven't hit puberty yet.
That doesn't surprise me, seeing as there's already one example of the type of child in the town. Nestor.
Yeah. Yeah, and it wasn't a good one.
Hey,
No, there is no to be fair in this situation, Nestor.
You have a psychopath as a child.
Yeah.
He wasn't born in Stonesboro, I think is the only argument that could be
It's
made.
in Stonesboro.
Yeah.
Fair.
He's being kept on a very short leash, though.
Anyways, I don't know.
He
Anyways,
said 4 days away from the from the town he left his child in.
He left him with mom. It's fine.
Yeah, she seemed real engaged.
Yeah, I guess we just post up camp again. Per
Alright,
usual.
Mm-hmm.
fair enough. And what are the watches?
I'll take one.
I'll go 2.
Last.
Did you say last? I couldn't understand. I heard le.
I heard bless.
Last, yeah.
Yeah, blast.
I'll be on first watch.
I'll take second.
And just stick Rava on first with me and K2.
Yeah, that's fine.
That works.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever's left is on. I guess okay.
Darkalion.
On third, okay.
Oh, hi, puppy.
Alright. So, first watch, you can make perception checks.
Perception. I also do like usual and set up alarm.
It's a very
Okay.
good habit to form.
Mm-hmm. Does Rava get a roll even though she's not here?
No.
Damn.
Okay. Any conversation?
Agnes is just posted up like usual, facing away to eat her rations.
K2 respects her privacy and looks away as she eats. At some point during the night, Agnes, you notice a bouquet of wildflowers that just kind of suddenly it's right next to you.
She's like looking around for now creepy flower scarecrows. Like, what the fuck is happening? Plants are no longer trustworthy.
And I love plants.
Anything from outside is just bad. Can you find it on a farm? Danger. Where? You see where these came from?
What's that?
Where the... Did you see who put these here? What an absolute idiot thing to say. There's only 2 people away.
Technically, Rava's also there.
That's true. I guess Rava is there. She's busy with the elephant, though. She's obsessed.
Yeah. She's just
To be
sleeping
fair.
on the elephant.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I look?
At the flowers?
I don't know. Are you done eating?
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
Mask is back on, so you're good.
Yeah, K2 turns around and sees the flowers. It says, "Oh, that's weird. Where did they come from?"
I don't know. That's why I asked you.
Well, I had my back to you the whole time. How would I know?
Well, I had my back to you the whole time, so how would I know?
Rava?
Rava's just like out of it. She fell asleep during her watch on the elephant.
Yeah, she's just hugging the elephant again.
Yeah.
Oh, Jamal, what a great pillow.
Yes.
I eye the flowers suspiciously. Do they look dangerous?
Maybe if you're.
No.
I take them. Do you actually not know where these came from?
I have no idea.
Do I believe him?
Make an insight check.
So would this be persuasion then?
If you're not sure where they came from, yes.
Okay.
Oh, so close.
So did. See, this is the weird part of interacting. Is like, so who wins in this situation? Because like when it's deception, it's like there's obviously like there are opposing forces, but like, does she now not believe me because I rolled low?
I mean, that's pretty much how I interpret it as like.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
I doubt your answer.
Yeah, you're not
Convincing enough.
Yeah, you don't think he's lying, but you also don't really believe him either. So it's kind of like an uncommon ground
Mm.
where you're like, yeah, maybe he knows something he's not saying, but maybe he's telling the truth. Hard to
I'm gonna make an insight check myself for reasons.
Reasons. Ooh.
Yeah, I have no idea where these flowers came from.
Reasons.
Are they just like they're just like loose flowers or like
Yeah, they're like loose wildflowers
okay.
that seems like they were like picked like along the way.
I take a little bit of my cloth and like that I use for making Molotov cocktails. And I like wrap them up, essentially like up to the flower part. And then I put them in one of my tubes, my map tubes, because I still have so many of those, so many scroll cases, so many scroll cases.
God, I forgot about the scroll cases.
I think I have like 7 scroll cases.
Yeah, and like most of them are empty because you keep
Well,
putting
no,
all the maps in one, aren't you?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
no, now all the new maps that I got, I split them up between different
Oh,
scroll
okay.
cases so that they at least are serving some purpose.
Wow.
So she's still got like now she has like one empty one.
Yeah. Yeah, I have 1 empty scroll case, 5 with maps, 1 with flowers. It's fucking great. Like how I don't even need a shield, I just have scroll cases. I could just bundle them together and it works as a shield, right?
A couple hits maybe.
Or 1 really solid hit.
Yeah.
No, my maps! Have you ever been to Cyrrhenia before?
Great question. I mean, probably it's like it's the closest town to Stone Sparrow, so probably everybody goes through Cyrrhenia to get to Stone Sparrow.
I think you go
Well,
around.
you go around it. You don't have to go through it.
Oh, okay. Then, yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably what I did. I was like, I've never been to the city itself. I traveled near there, but didn't really have a reason. Thanks, Josh. I know-
It's beautiful.
That's the road.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I didn't really have a reason to go there, so
I've never been either. I heard it's really pretty though.
Maybe you'll find some more flowers to add to your collection.
Never had flowers before. My parents were really, really big into horticulture, so I've heard a lot about them, but never had any. But they're very pretty, and I like them. She doesn't say anything else. She just holds her scroll case.
Alright.
While Rava sleeps. Gets the best sleep out of all of us.
Yeah.
Probably.
I like how when Josh originally showed us this map, he was like, there were roads on it, but I took them out because it looked cluttered and ugly. And I'm like, I don't see how this is better.
Well, now there are roads.
It's not. It's cluttered and ugly. But you know what? There's the roads.
There's the roads.
Oh my god. See, I can't tell if in the middle from like Raverin Brand and like to the high city of Lorik and then back to Raverin, if you flip it upside down, it looks like a butt. Or if it's the right way up, it looks like some boobs.
Nice.
And I'm here for both, so.
Oh my god. When you mention horticulture, you see K2's eyes kind of like go distant as if he remembers something, but he doesn't say anything.
That's our watch.
Second watch.
Alright.
Oh, I rolled it to myself, but don't worry, it was a 1.
Solid.
F.
Oof.
Alright, the 17s are keeping us in the clear.
For now.
Conversation.
Edward's still trying to control Phalange.
Oh god, that's
He
right, the
keeps trying-
fucking hand! I
He keeps
forgot about the
trying-
hand!
He keeps trying to lunge into the fire again.
Oh god.
Are you sure that hand just isn't suicidal?
No, it's more like a toddler. It just
I
doesn't
hate
fucking
my
learn.
existence. Kill me.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I think you promise you it won't do it again.
You should learn Speak with Dead.
Gee!
It just communicates in sign language.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. How does it speak without a mouth, Mike?
Maybe it does that weird little like thumb mouth thing. You know, where like people like would like draw like eyes on like the side of their hand and like the thumb and
Yeah.
the mouth.
Yeah. Eventually, Edward just has to put it back in the bag.
Yeah, that would be like his first suggestion. Be like, maybe you should keep him in the bag around fire.
Maybe.
It could learn Morse code. It can just tap its fingers in Morse code.
That would actually be useful.
I don't know. Does something with an intelligence of 5 have that ability to?
Well, I've got a character with intelligence of 5 that speaks 4 languages, so
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
one of the languages is monkey.
Yeah, Atrimel would just be like, so what is Cyrrhenia like?
Well,
Do you have any?
I mean, where I'm from, it's more metropolitan than anything else.
Hmm.
It's more of a collection of villages that kind of just formed into an association of roughly a state. Or colony, rather. I don't quite specifically know. what you'd consider it. But the forest is everywhere. Where I'm from, it's not quite so thick, but I guess where Reland's from, it's more dense.
So, essentially, a bunch of people decided we'll just get settled here and use the forest as cover. Is what I'm hearing.
I mean, I imagine the first settlers were the proper elves, wood elves. Most likely, considering that it is a forest.
I mean, it's not uncommon. Where I'm from, we're built into the side of a plateau, so...
I don't really know, though. History wasn't exactly my strong suit. Not something my family really invested in learning.
So you don't know much about the history, just that at some point y'all decided to just live there. It's been that way ever since.
I mean, both my parents were born in Cyrrhenia. Made sense to go back after everything was said and done. For my mother, at least. My father never really left.
So, was it ever in the plan? Stones barrow them back to Cyrrhenia?
I mean, maybe. Not necessarily long term, though. My services are needed wherever there are injured people, and injured people are really everywhere. I can't exactly tie myself down to one place.
True.
Well, I could, but it just wouldn't feel correct to do so.
You're more interested... Is that what drew you to the combat aspect of what we do?
Huh.
To a degree?
I mean, it's never really been my strong suit. I mean, my father was trained in the usage of some weapons, and he passed that on to us, at least what he could. But I've never really been one to take to violence to solve problems. Especially since I became something to solve the problem of violence.
So I take it your profession is not very common in Cyrrhenia?
Not necessarily. More natural methods take place either through your herbal healers or, on occasion, a druid or something of the sort.
Ever a need for somebody to stitch you back together or reattach a limb?
Reattaching a limb is... It's within my capability, but restoring it to full function is something beyond.
Whole nother level of work, to a degree.
I can sew your arm back on your body, but whether it'll function back as it did before is unlikely, and really down to your own personal rate of healing. It's entirely possible that someone like us, who is more exceptional and can recover from even potentially deadly blows in a matter of hours, at least enough to fight, it's a better prognosis for anyone like us as opposed to a normal person.
I'm curious, Edward, what's your stance on this whole head out to Gillimore for research thing we have to do?
I mean, magic was never really my strong suit either. As I said before, the necromancy was just a side effect of the book. I understand it, but it's not like I necessarily have studied to do it my entire life like a wizard.
You understand the essentials, just...
And wizards study a great, vast amount of magical subjects. They study the vast variety of all 8 schools. Mine is focused mostly to one. There are exceptions, but
Yeah.
for the most part, I mean, it's in the title, necromancer, necromancy.
Mm-hmm.
But
To be honest, when we get to Cyrrhenia, I might need to do my eyes a little bit. I'm used to the plateau and tiered architecture of my hometown. Stonesboro was familiar. I'm officially out of my depth.
I suppose I don't imagine that should be a great much that would confuse you, but I don't know what your hometown is like, so.
Well, if I'm completely honest, it's essentially a city of thieves. I don't like admitting that it exists, because, secret. I think given that you've told me about the fucking points to the bag where the hand is, I think I can trust you with this detail.
I mean, I suppose I had my assumptions, if not where you were from, at least with the crowd you might associate with, considering, well,
Yeah.
the fact that your child seemed to have no problem with,
Murder?
yes.
Fair.
I suppose we do what we must to survive.
It's not. Again, it's not. We have rules. We have ethics. We have morals. There are things we don't trade. There are things we don't sell. Murder is not openly done. If you find out your neighbor died recently, you can assume how.
I mean, how your people operate is yours, I suppose.
Yeah. Honestly, it keeps functioning because people like the freedom of not having to worry about a formal government.
I suppose that's fair.
There can be many times in history, because we're not cut off from the rest of the world, but we know what happened. Where we've seen kings and governments fall.
Suppose.
Is Ronnie cutting out for anyone else? Or is that just me?
Sounds fine to me.
Alright, just want to make sure.
Oh, I said it was just, I suppose.
Yeah. Truth be told, I do have an agenda of my own, but I want to give it a couple of days before I bring the rest of them in on this.
Huh.
Or it's those that I feel I can trust. This plan of mine.
I should hope this doesn't involve us taking up your...
No, nobody could be murdered. I'm not planning to overthrow the bourgeoisie, if that's what you think.
I hope not.
No. If we're able to leave, we can't necessarily go back. That's the only downside of the currency. Political mess. Really?
And I suppose you're trying to find your way back into the good graces of whomever's in charge.
Exactly. And I have a good feeling that maybe that research might, you know, get my foot back in the door. Don't necessarily. I'm not planning to steal it. Just acquire a copy.
What I know of wizards and how they operate on things, they tend to operate very cryptically.
I know.
Using magical ciphers only they can understand.
Honestly, that's why I'm the first. So that's why I'm approaching you first with this. So at least you can read the text, hopefully.
Not necessarily, no.
You at least understand the fundamentals, right?
Potentially. I'm not familiar with what Dunamancy, what this Dunamage does.
To revert
All
magic
I
on-
know it's sand magic, maybe. That's only because the only thing with Dune in the name is dunes, sand dunes.
I mean,
For some reason, I feel like that would not be exceedingly useful.
fair. I mean, hell, the echo thing is new. So I don't know how that works. So, figure out what the fuck that does, and then acquire a copy of that research. That's current, at least, for me.
I suppose we'll have to see when we get to that point, but
Mm-hmm.
I make no promises.
I didn't expect you to agree willingly and wholeheartedly. Anyway,
Okay.
I'll get the others up for the next watch.
Hmm.
All right, third watch, perception checks. Wow. Impressive.
You know, as I think about it now, having the ranger and the monk on the same watch, maybe not the best use of our perception.
It's fine.
Who ends up
Roll
you'll
me
hear
high.
him.
Conversation at all?
Not that.
Reeland's dying. Good to know.
He's just over there choking on his water skin.
I am excited. We're getting close.
Yeah, it's not too far away now.
I look forward to being home again. It has been what feels like a long time. I worry for how we will navigate this great beast through the thickness of the brush. It may prove difficult.
It'll definitely be interesting.
We must do our best to avoid any unnecessary damage to the forest. It would be disrespectful.
Oh, absolutely. If we have to leave it further outside, then so be it. But we'll see once we get closer.
We just cannot leave it unguarded.
Oh,
That
I
would be
didn't mean leave it
irresponsible.
unguarded. I mean, I'm not. It's rented, basically. We're not leaving it unguarded. Somebody could easily take it.
I am glad we are of like minds. I would be terribly sad to lose Jamal. He is a good creature, strong, good conversationalist.
Really?
He is very upbeat, as you would say.
I've never had the chance to speak with any animals.
Oh, it is quite enlightening. They're smarter than most people think. Well, some of them. Birds, generally not so much. I would say it, but now I feel like that'd be stealing. I guess our watch is mostly quiet.
Okay. In that case, everybody wakes up in the morning feeling well rested, gain the benefit of a long rest.
Thankfully, no scarecrows that we can see.
Nope, no scarecrows. Guessing you get back to traveling?
Yes,
Yeah.
Alright.
Let's go.
You travel the remaining distance.
Damn.
Takes you
Look at us go.
about another 5 hours to travel into Cyrrhenia. As you enter into the forest, the light begins to fade as the forest is very shrouded in darkness. It takes you about an extra hour of walking through the forest once you reach the edge, before you reach a set of large wooden gates that are currently open.
Are there
Yeah.
guards at these gates?
There is a presence of guards, yes.
Do they look alarmed at all at an elephant?
Nope.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're just watching you. There's about 24 guards that you can see.
Hot dog.
Fair enough.
I guess it's a pretty big city.
Yep.
In
Each of them
comparison to
seems-
Stonesboro, how big is Cyrrhenia?
larger.
How many Stonesboroughs is it?
Well,
It's hard to say because you can only see into the entrance.
I mean,
Well, I guess I was going more by like what I see on the map.
I mean, Cyrrhenia is more like an independent, like, nation state within the continent. It's not just
Yeah.
one city.
No, I know that. It's got like a bunch
several
of
cities.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, there's 5 main cities, and there's several like townships. There's 5 groupings of what you could consider to be city-sized,
Gotcha.
and then there's about like 11 or 12 extra smaller towns that are just unnamed that also are in the region, which are mostly farming.
Ah, yes, more farms means more scarecrows. Excellent.
Is the big
Um,
bad of this campaign just agriculture in general?
It's just the ecological ravages of agriculture.
Global
You've expanded
warming.
too much, and now nature's fighting back.
Yeah.
I should have
Okay,
stayed in
yeah.
the city.
It's the meta narrative is like the morality of humanity versus like the immorality of nature.
Jesus Christ.
It's actually a necromantic druid, descended from a large conglomeration of them. His name is Jafariel.
Shut the fuck up.
Get out of here.
Descended from the long line. He's the next in line. Gotta go down a few more letters first. You could at least go for rough Ariel.
Nope. Jafariel sounded better.
Jesus.
But
Is he also a genie?
Not gonna lie, Fariel is my vote.
Jafariel.
Fariel.
see, I want to
If it
be.
was it would be up the line, not down.
No, it's PH.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I want to meet the descendant who exclusively turns into dogs, because his name is Rough Ariel.
Oh,
God.
no.
I feel as though we're getting off track.
No.
Were we ever on track?
Probably not now.
One time, potentially. And then we started playing the game. Just like the Schrodinger's experiment. It could happen, but it never does.
Yeah.
We keep opening the box
each-
to find a dead cat.
Each of these guards appears to have a longbow on their back, and they have a nice like mithril armor set and shield. So you can tell it's very lightweight, as well as their weapon, which is a double-edged scimitar.
Cool. Always wanted one of those.
I remember.
Yes, you do remember.
Double-bladed.
Double-bladed.
Sorry.
Okay. I was like,
double-edged doesn't make sense. Double-bladed.
yeah. I was like, hold on,
Double-edged
Josh.
sword.
A double-edged sword doesn't make sense when it's specifically built for the curve.
Oh no, the inside it acts like a sickle.
I guess.
Fuck. Farming.
But Fuck agriculture.
And
Shit.
he already said they're like a bunch of farming towns, so it makes sense that their scimitars are also sickles.
Guards by day, farmers by night.
Well, now I also
Why
want
are
one
they
of these.
farming at night?
Because they can see in the dark.
So what you're
Also-
saying, like,
Also, because the corn is sleeping,
So what
my
you're saying-
God.
so it won't wake up and be mad.
so Mike, what you're saying is one edge is like a scimitar, and the other edge is like a kukri.
It's a sickle tar.
Yeah, sickle.
Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah, kukri.
Kukri.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Anyway.
Those of you that are from this region know that this is you are entering in through Ekrin.
Ekrin.
Yep,
Akron.
which is
How is
the it's ECRIN.
ECRN.
Ekrin Ohio.
No,
Really?
Shut up.
Which is like
Really?
the
You're gonna make a joke about Ohio with Joe here?
I was about to say,
Yes.
yeah, you're calling out my hometown here? What the fuck?
no relation. Yeah, this is the basically the barracks center. So this is where the guards are trained. They sleep. They stay. Well, obviously, if they sleep here, they stay here.
Are we entering like up at like the northwestern area, kind of like where that little tiny road is?
Yep.
Okay. So Ekron is in the north.
Ekrin is the most northwestern portion.
And you said it's like the barracks area?
Yep. It's the barracks / training / yeah.
It's basically your military stronghold.
Barracks / training / yeah, alright, got it.
Yeah, it is essentially a military encampment. So if you're looking for somebody to like sell swords, they would be here as well.
Alright, so this is the Stonesboro of Cyrrhenia. Got it.
Basically.
This whole village conglomerate is just like a microcosm of the continent as a whole. The
Yeah.
northeast village is really into magic for some reason.
But you know, it's elf magic, so it takes like 20 years to cast a fireball.
Yep.
Jesus.
Fireball! Then 20 years later. What was it? Oh, I remember now.
You would also know that the blacksmith is located here as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, the blacksmith and the leather crafter. Or leather worker, I should say.
There is only one of each?
Yep.
Elven
really-
black.
They're
Oh,
really
yeah,
good at their
I
job.
guess, yeah, they could have just been doing it their whole life, and they're just really fucking good at it.
Well, it's the blacksmith is the head blacksmith, but they have a team of people that work for him.
Yeah, it's not just one
Gotcha.
dude.
Yeah.
It's just like if you're looking for
It's-
the
it's a
blacksmith, you come to
singular
this part of
blacksmith.
town.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When you take 3 centuries to make one sword, you kind of need to delegate.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, your down payment on this sword has been noted. Come back with your next of kin in 3 centuries.
Yeah. Keep this slip in your family for the next about 300 years.
Taking down next of kin to go pick up a purchase.
Yeah. Do you have any grandchildren? No? You should start on that.
I really hope my descendants are in the swords.
Yeah. Great grandpappy got a sword, but fuck, I really love hitting people with a stick.
Man, I wish
Sorry,
it was
Greg.
a sickle. Well, good
Sorry.
news.
Good news. Yeah.
We make those here.
Yeah, we made it a sickle tar.
As we're entering, I'm gonna, I guess,
Sure, it's
since
not
we
a
don't
cynical.
exactly need to be posted up at the front anymore for like watching while we're on horseback, I will sort of like pull back a bit near closer to like where Reelin is guiding Jamal next to the
Sure.
carriage. Where do we have to go, Reelin?
Well,
I should also
Normally.
inform you, real quick, there is also a stables located in Ekrin.
well, as I was going to say,
That fixes my notes.
Mhm. Well, normally, during the day, I would say the best option would be to just pass through. But as the sun has gone down, I think the best thing to do would be bed down for the night and continue in the morning.
It's
We
early
should.
afternoon.
I was gonna say we only traveled for 5 hours. It's like
It's just dark because
It's
the
dark.
forest.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, is that because of the tree? Okay,
it's
yeah.
dark because it's a very heavily wooded area.
But also,
Secret.
Well,
Secret. Reelan just wants to get that afternoon nap in.
yeah, man,
it's-
siesta.
hey. Who doesn't love a nap, alright? But yeah,
where
well-
Reeland's from, they slept in 2-hour cycles every 6 hours.
yes, exactly.
You got 4 hours of activity, 2 hours of rest. 4 hours of activity, 2 hours of rest.
God, it's like intermittent fasting, but it's intermittent sleeping.
Exactly.
You get so much done, and also nothing.
And also nothing because you're always exhausted.
It's a lot of starting and not, finishing.
Not
but-
the finishing.
Would it be faster for us to keep Jamal in the carriage to travel around, or should we leave them somewhere and walk?
I think the best thing to do would be to leave him here. I don't want him getting lost in the forest. And in the denser parts, I'm not entirely sure he would make it down the pits.
Oh, that's true. I guess he's a bit bigger than a horse.
Quite.
Do you know where we can leave him?
Yes. We should make for the stables. That
Follow where Reeland
gesture
takes us.
in the. Yeah, I'll start moving Jamal in that direction.
Okay. Yeah, you head through the gate. The guards continue to watch you as you enter, taking an immediate turn to the left, heading about 100 feet to the stables.
Alright. So when we arrive, I suppose I'll just look to flag down the stable master.
Alright. Yeah, easy enough. You find the stable master speaking with one of the stable hands.
Okay. I will ask my party members to give me a moment. And I will approach, but not interrupt their conversation. Just kind of politely wait my turn.
He's noted. Did you ride over to him, or did you leave the horse behind? Oh, no, you didn't ride a horse. That's right. You were on a carriage.
No, I'm driving the elephant, yeah.
You're driving the elephant.
Driving the elephant. Love that. Not driving the carriage with the elephant. Nope, driving the elephant.
Driving the
I'm
elephant.
driving the elephant.
How much horsepower you pack in this bad boy? Oh no, elephant powered, singular.
Mhm.
All right. Yeah. As soon as you walk over,
Approximately banana.
he pauses his conversation and says, "Yes, hello.
Yes. We would like to stable 2 horses and a pachyderm for a brief period of time.
Okay. Well, the large elephant will be much harder to stable for us. It, however, can be done.
Excellent.
How long would you say you are keeping them here?
I wouldn't think that our stay in Cyrrhenia would be more than a few days.
Alright. Would you like to pay the fee up front, or would you like to pay it at the end when you pick up the mounts and the beast?
For safety's sake, we will say that we will pay upon returning, just as I cannot confirm a solid amount of time that we will be staying.
That does make it easier. However, there is more of a cost to it.
Let me consult with my compatriots, and I will get back to you. I just need one moment.
Okay.
I'll walk over to the party. Friends, we have a decision to make. We can either pay a predetermined amount for a predetermined amount of time to keep our animals here in the stable, or we can pay when we return to pick them up, but doing so will prove to be more expensive. So, I was just wondering what you all would prefer.
Can we pay for a predetermined amount of time and then come back and then pay for more time in case we can't pick them up right away?
That is a possibility.
Who's the safer option to bet on would just be to pay for it after the fact, just simply owing to the fact that we're not entirely sure how much negotiation the like is going to be required in order to establish this trade route. It's possible we could negotiate an arrangement like Agnes suggests, but
How much does it cost per day if we don't give them time we're coming back? I think that's the better question.
That was a good question. Well, why don't at least two of you come with me? We will go and ask about it, and then we can decide after we determine costs.
alright.
I'll go with him.
Yeah, same.
All right. So you reapproach the stable master and the stable hand, and he once again pauses his conversation and looks over and goes, I assume you have come to a decision.
We have just a few questions to ask, and then we will have decision for you. What is the cost per day to keep our animals here? Were we to pay before leaving?
The upfront cost. Or asking upfront cost or at the end cost?
At the
upfront
end.
cost.
Well, if we're leaving for an indeterminate amount of time, it would be at the end.
I will give you both prices.
Yes.
For the if you pay up front, the cost for the 2 horses is 3 silver per night, each, so 6 silver for both, and the heavy elephant is 1 gold per night. That is up front. If you pay as you leave, the horses are 4 silver a piece per night, and the elephant is 2 gold.
It is not terribly expensive either way. I think paying when we return would be just fine.
Yeah, I agree. Makes more sense to We'll leave it open-ended so we do not necessarily have to feel rushed in our business here.
Then it is settled.
Yes. Thank you.
Bring everyone over.
We shall see you on your return.
I make sure to give the names of all the animals to the stable master. Very important.
I give Jamal a hug. Let him know that I'll be back for him.
Notes.
Galdrim, take them. And the stable hand goes over and leads the beast, the two horses first, and then comes back for the elephant a few minutes later.
2 horses in standard stables, and the elephant. Throw him in the barn. Yeah, throw him in the barn. Throw him in the exotic barn. Ooh, what's in the exotic barn? Fucking chimeras, manticores, all sorts of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
Where do we go now, Reelan?
Well, I suppose.
We're faced with a couple options.
Yes.
Josh, what is the name of the capital city of Cyrrhenia?
Zan's bequest.
Spell that, because I don't know how to spell that offhand.
Zan's bequest.
Okay.
Okay, I thought that was all one word. Sorry,
Same.
that's goofy now.
Zan's bequest.
Okay. Well, the way I see it, we have 2 options. The family I have here does own some minor mercantile business, and we could attempt to secure a trade route that way. Or we could head to the capital, Zan's bequest. It's a little more official, but we may have to deal with political dealings there in order to secure that. I can't guarantee that my family has any resources required to pull in the agricultural community, though. Either way, it has its risk, but
they
one's the devil we know. Well, I know, rather.
I may know someone.
you
A
know,
wealthy statesman contracted my grandfather to take on a job for him. I believe he came from Zen's bequest when he visited us in Svarki. He was looking for someone to go after his daughter, and he sent my grandfather, but he has yet to return from this job. I cannot guarantee anything, but he may be willing to lend us an ear at the very least. From what I remember, the man was quite desperate. No one else would take his job.
Well, Nestor, what are you trying to say?
I was gonna say, in my humble opinion, I think it might be worth at least talking with your family, Edward, because they might be able to point us in a direction of somebody who could help us. Say they work in the mercantile. So they probably have to know someone.
It's entirely possible, but we don't necessarily deal with agricultural trade. It's more the exchange of Cyrrhenian goods for goods externally. Like I said, it's minor at best. We may find better luck in Zan's bequest. But again, it's devil we know versus devil we necessarily don't.
Shouldn't be no harm in asking. You are on good terms with them, right?
The ones that run the mercantile, yes. Would be my mother and my younger brother.
Could be worth asking. And if that leads to no leads, we hit up Joshua's and then
Who?
that'll.
Who's?
Sorry, Reeland's. Reeland's lead, and we go from there. Because then we'll be in Zan's bequest.
Right.
I would like, if it's not too much trouble, to ask that sometime during our stay, we make for Svarki as well. I have business to attend to.
I mean, we're here. I see no problem.
Shouldn't be too much of an issue.
We don't exactly have a time limit on establishing this trade route. Simply, the sooner the better, but even then it can be... As long as we lay the groundwork, it can work without us, unless we have to escort it back.
Mm-hmm.
I see no reason why we couldn't take the time to deal with what you have to, Freeland.
Yeah. Any other opinions? At this point, since we're a bit further north, Atramir shed a few more layers.
Fair.
So he's not carrying all those furs around.
Fair. I will take the resounding silence as lack of opinion either way. Just off the top of my head, from Ekron, is Kellen Falls or Zan's Bequest closer?
Kelwyn Falls is closer.
Okay.
Yeah, Kelwyn Falls is to the north, and Zan's Bequest is to the east.
Got it.
So we'd have to probably go through there eventually.
It almost seems
No.
like they'd split off into two separate ways.
Yeah, basically the way that
We'd have
Cyrrhenia
through
is.
Ekron to get to either one from the other, but
Yeah, you have to go through Ekron to get anywhere. Because Ekron is basically the northwest section of the forest. The northeast is Kelwyn Falls. The central location, like smack in the middle of everything, is Willowdale. And
Okay.
Zan's Bequest is to the east of Willowdale, and to the south is Swarky.
northeastern.
So either way, we could hit all three destinations.
Yeah, basically.
Kelwyn Falls and Zan's Bequest are pretty close to each other.
Yeah. We could probably go through Kellen Falls and then down.
If you could send me a copy of that list, Ryan, that'd be useful.
Yeah. If it makes the decision any easier, Kellen Falls is closer to our current location than Zan's Bequest would be. But technically, we could pass through Kellen Falls on our way to Zan's Bequest.
Mm-hmm.
Did we have a decision then? Or
It seems like it's kind of just the three of us. No one
Yeah.
else has offered anything.
I don't know where to go here. I've never been here before, so I'm following your lead.
Yeah.
It just seems like the most logical choice. Go to the destination that's closer than work our way through.
Definitely like intrigued in the missing person case, but at the moment, I think Edward's thing is, or whoever's it is that we're going to closest, is probably the best route. And once we solidify that, then we can deal with missing persons cases.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's kind of like, it's like a one person versus a whole city type of thing.
Yeah.
I meant more that we would ask his aid, not that we would attend to his
In
business.
other words,
Right, but the way that you said it, it kind of sounded like as payment for getting his aid, we would look for this person.
I think it sounds more like Reelan is suggesting, since he owes his grandfather, some sort of thing out of this, that we might be able to like negotiate something.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
I thought you were trying to like set up like a little side quest thing.
Oh no.
Well then, closest place first sounds good to me.
Yeah, give me a second.
So Kellen Falls first.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
I was just throwing up what we have now in the notes. I know they're not technically states, but whatever.
Yeah.
It works.
Because I'm sure the cities care for any townships around them. So.
Mhm.
Alright. Well, we should be heading. I'm assuming they're like forest paths that basically connect all these
Yeah.
cities to each other. That kind of end up going around in a circle.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I should be heading roughly east. Both are technically east, but to head to Zan's request, we would have to go south more. A little bit north and mostly east. There are paths to find our way there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alright. Well, if that's the case, then we should be off.
All right. So you head off toward Kellen Falls.
Mhm.
It takes you about an hour traveling on foot to get there.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's not terribly far. But yeah, you head into well, you have to kind of go uphill a little bit of a ways, not terribly far,
Right.
up a small hill as you travel, and eventually come to more of a the trees basically give way partially as Kellen Falls is a little more open than most of the other forest,
Mhm.
as it resides next to the top of a waterfall, aptly named Kellen Falls.
I get it.
Ah.
Been a few years since I've been back here. I almost forgot the sight when you crossed the hill.
Yeah, it's an incredible sight.
Although I guess most of Cyrrhenia is like this in
Really?
its own way. Not so open, but scenic.
Wow.
At least at the places I've been. I've not been south, but I assume that Regan can confirm that similar sites are available there. Of a different nature, at least.
It's so beautiful, Rava's speechless.
It's impressive.
Well, we should keep going.
Mhm.
Headed toward your family's trade hub.
Yes.
Alright. Hey, you make your way out, passing through a good portion of Kellen Falls, before eventually coming across the boardwalk that goes over the top of the waterfall. And residing over that is the Southman Trading Company. They've changed locations since you were last here, Edward.
Mm-hmm. So this is like hanging like over open space.
It's essentially built using the rocks in the waterfall as support.
Gotcha.
So it looks over the actual fall itself. As you can see, portions of the boardwalk have glass, very thick glass. You can step on and see the actual waterfall flowing below you.
Huh. My mother and Charles have been doing well for themselves. We weren't over here last time. In fact, I don't think anything was built over here. Not in a long time, at least. Just, head inside.
Alright. Alright, you enter in, and it's relatively busy. As various people of differing races are waiting in line, trying to speak with your brother who's at the counter. And he pauses as you enter and goes, "1 second, please, sir. Edward,
Charles?
why have you come?"
We
Spend some
can
time.
we can discuss after the after this line of people have been helped. Do you want me to step behind the counter and help you?
Please.
Okay. I will do so.
Alright.
Ooh, we get to see Edward. That's a little bit.
Edward is markedly slower than Charles, having not done this as long, and also not necessarily having the same way with people.
Yeah, Charles is
And
very
also
charming.
Not being aware of the current stock.
Yeah. Having to constantly
So
check.
Exactly.
Which you are your mother keeps good stock counts. So she actually has a book. As she hears your voice, she enters into the room and goes, "Oh, Edward, what a pleasant surprise."
What do they sell here? Everything?
It's general goods.
General?
Yep. You'll probably want this. She hands you a copy of the records.
Oh, thank you, Mother.
Thank you for your assistance. We will speak soon.
Yeah, of course.
Sir, please keep your children from climbing on things. As you see, one of them it was like climbing up one of the totem poles that's in the room and it just falls off.
Yes, please. We taking great expense for that.
So is it just like
not see it broken.
chaos in here? There's like no like order?
There's
a little,
running around. It's
yeah, they're little kids, little kids being little kids.
There's 3 kids running around.
Okay.
It doesn't take very long now with Charles and his efficiency, with Edward helping, for them to get through the line. There's 5 people in line. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like after trying to help one person and not really getting anywhere, just you handle the people, I'll handle the stock.
Fair.
But yeah.
Yeah, takes about half an hour.
Guess we'll just browse in the meantime.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, basically.
Try and keep
Okay.
children from climbing on things.
Yeah. They behave after being told to stop. And a little while later, as the mid-afternoon rush dies down, so Edward, why have you come with a slew of people?
Well, these are my present traveling companions.
I'm surprised you've taken to talking to people.
I like this guy.
It's because I don't have your wits doesn't necessarily mean that I'm incapable of doing so, Charles.
More just surprising, a common jest.
I should probably introduce them. That would be the polite thing to do, wouldn't it? So
Start.
The Triton is Rava. She's I imagine she's kind of sad because we don't have Jamal anymore. We had to leave our traveling animals behind, and she's a little sad about that.
I see. Well, I
therefore,
imagine they're in good hands.
I-
Did you leave them at the stables?
Yes.
Ah, well, Gallon Den will take good care of them.
The half-orc gentleman, that is Atramir.
Hello.
Hello, pleasure. You're quite burly.
Wide.
Not the first time I've heard that.
Please watch your shoulders. We didn't want you knocking anything over.
It's not the first time I've been in a confined space.
Oh, it's not that confined. I just worry. It's actually pretty open space.
Believe me, Atramir is hyper vigilant of any doorways that are shorter than him.
Fair.
We have our masked friends, Darkalion, Darkalion person, Agnes.
Waves.
Darkalion nods.
She's
Quite the
like
mysterious bunch.
definitely putting herself behind everyone, like,
Are you shy, friend?
She just nods.
Oh, that's one.
I see.
And then we have K2 and Rylan, who's actually from Svaki.
Oh. It's quite the mysterious place.
We keep to ourselves.
You do. Yes, we had a trader come through here not too long ago. That was actually trying to find that place, but got lost in the woods for several days.
Yes, it common occurrence.
I see. Hopefully he found his way.
Hopefully.
If we see him, we will be sure to point him in the right direction.
Yes. Last thing we need is more people getting lost in these woods.
Well, you know what they say. If you find a skeleton in the woods, you're in the wrong spot.
Agnes's
Is that the
eyes
road?
just are really wide. She's like, are there a lot of skeletons in the woods?
No, it is a common joke.
Something Dad would say a lot.
Depends on where you look.
True. Around here, there are not very many. When you travel south, people tend to get lost easier. Swagi is a very difficult place to find if you don't know what you're looking for. The trails don't lead there.
Just looks over Reel and like, you know how to get home, right?
Absolutely.
I don't want to be a body in the woods.
It'll be fine. You handled yourself in the tundra very well.
Yeah, but I had a map.
Also, the tundra is kind of a wide open space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then remind me never to take y'all to the tundra during a whiteout.
I don't think anybody plans on going during a whiteout.
Yeah, like, oh, hey guys, forecast calls for snow. Let's go.
Yeah, snowboarding!
Anyway. We've come here on a matter of business relating to Stone's Barrow. Apparently they're in need of agricultural trade routes. Now, from what I remember last when I left, we didn't exactly deal in that, but that could have changed. That's what I was afraid of.
Yeah, agriculture, not so much our handle on things, unfortunately. Same with weaponry and armor, of course, you are aware of that.
No, of course.
Mm-hmm.
General trade. It's where we handle ourselves the best.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I assumed, but I figured it wouldn't be harmful to check, and especially for the family, of course.
Of course. Oh, I wish I could help, but unfortunately, there isn't much we can do. We haven't traded, nor do we plan on trading in agriculture goods anytime soon.
And I'm assuming you don't know anyone offhand who would be more close to the pulse on that.
If you're looking for trade routes, you'd have to find support from quite a few farmers in the area if you wanted to gather enough to send to an entire city.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought Stone's Barrow had its own support lines.
There have been complications that have arisen.
Weather complications.
Is it snowing? Or is it more whether or not there's complications?
It's more a lot of torrential rain, making it hard for crops to grow.
It's a whole story, and maybe we should sit down for this.
Yeah.
There. We will close up the store early today and we communicate on it.
Yeah.
Hey, before you close up, how much are these 2 pieces of parchment here?
You can just have those.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, paper.
Well, I rolled on the trinket table to see what I found while I was browsing, and I found a fragment of a beautiful song written as musical notes on 2 pieces of parchment.
Yeah, that would make sense. Little odds and ends would flow through the
Cool.
industry.
I'll just pocket that then.
Yeah, I never just. Oh, we're feeling generous today, Charles.
Well, a friend of yours is a friend of mine.
Fair enough.
Agnes is just looking at the paper like maps.
Maps? Maps? I like maps. You guys have maps?
Maps? She does ask, though. She's sort of like...
That's just the one thing that gets Agnes out of her shell.
As she
Just
sees, yeah.
Everything else, I sleep. Maps, real shit?
Sees K2 with paper, so she, like, peeks around Darkalion, and she's like, do you have any maps of the city? By any chance?
Of the whole region, or just Kelwyn Falls?
Both.
Well, I don't really have a map of Kelwyn Falls, as you can look out the window and see all of it.
Pretty open. Right.
Yeah. Kellen Falls is quite open due to the waterfall being here. No trees grow on the waterfall.
Just nods. Mm-hmm.
But the region, we do have one that covers most of the region. The only region that's not on the map is Svarky.
You see her like already pulling out of scroll case.
And you have your own scroll case. Okay. Well, that would bring the cost of the map to 1 gold if you look to buy.
Pops a gold on the table, really fast.
From like another side of the store, K2 has already moved on to something else. Like, hey, is this a real rabbit's foot?
It is actually, yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm sure K2's just doing the thing that the bored kid does whenever his mom is talking to someone, and just looking through everything.
Yeah, just finding weird shit. It's like, how much for this?
He's looking for the most obscure thing that they sell.
3 copper.
Sold. Alright, cool. We'll put that on my sheet too.
Alright. You have a
Feels
random-
How about
Hey,
map
man,
of Cyrrhenia?
Who knows?
Yeah, the
Maybe
map is fine.
Josh does something with that.
Minus
I don't know.
Farky.
Yeah,
Fair.
Svarky is unmapped.
Okay.
Now we will close up shop.
Fair. Yeah. Do you want us to gloss over this, or do you want me to actually explain?
We can gloss over it. It'll take a long
Okay.
time to explain.
Yeah.
Anybody
And
watching
that's
the video
what's going
that
on.
doesn't know what's happening, go watch the other videos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inform him of our escapades at the 3 fairs.
This is a weird episode to start on.
Yeah, him and mother.
You have all gotten yourself into a lot of trouble.
Unfortunately, yes.
And it sounds like you may have caused the tomb of an entire city in the process.
Potentially.
And you wish to send traders there with goods. This may be a
And
difficult task.
The city itself is fine.
As far as we can tell, it's restrained only to the farms. I mean, at least the storms were, but
For now.
Let's hope it stays that way.
no.
I'm sure once the high-ranking members of the guild come back, everything will be fine. Right? He looks at Reelan like, right?
There were no
There is-
survivors.
If we go back, it has been razed to the ground.
As long as the right people are on the job, there is nothing to worry about.
Satisfied, she goes back to looking at her map.
Okay. Well, as long as it's confined to the farms, it shouldn't be much of an issue. Of course, it does mean the farms are out of commission, so I see why you need trade routes.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, check with the nearby farmers and see what they have to say. Or you can always check in with Zan's request.
That's where we were thinking of going next.
I'm sure Iolenia would give you an ear.
Is that
Yeah.
a name I would recognize?
Yeah, she is the Ward of Cyrrhenia.
Can you spell that?
Yes,
Say,
I
what's your
can.
name?
Iolenia.
Lenia.
Iolenia.
And here I thought this was all local to Kellen Falls that Ryan may have knew.
Nope. That's not one I made. The only NPCs I made were Edward's direct family. And a couple others that have not come up yet. Alright.
Speaking
Is she
of,
the Lord of Cyrrhenia or just Zan's request?
Zan's request is the capital of the region.
Yeah. Well, that's
So
more what I meant. Is
she
she just
is,
like
yeah.
the city of Sam's Request or the state of Sam's Request or like all of Cyrrhenia?
All of Cyrrhenia.
Gotcha.
Yeah, her title is technically Grand Lord.
Oh, let me add that on there.
Yeah.
Pop off, Queen.
Suppose having the support of the Lord make the farmers more easy, or vice versa. More amenable, I suppose.
Although they might question if you show up with Ilenia's seal at their door. Seeing as you are
Fair.
not guards. But they will at least listen to what you have to say.
Fair. I mean, at least I'm half-elf.
Correct.
Listen to me a little more easily than most of us, but... in the case, the linear seal would give us the proper bearing.
True. Speaking of strangers, have you heard from Alma recently?
Define...
Recently.
Since you've left.
Once.
One time.
Hmm.
And you're sure great at communicating with your family.
Well, it was not pleasant.
Fair.
Sure,
I know
you
you have your differences.
sure you remember what happened, the row we got into after Father passed.
I do. It was quite disturbing.
It's only gotten worse.
Ah. Is she still on her fanatic life?
Unfortunately.
That explains why she hasn't stopped by to visit.
I was going to ask, but...
No, she hasn't been here. Mother is concerned. And she's right to be concerned. Last we heard, she was heading to Brand.
Brand.
But that was a long time ago.
How long?
2 years?
That lines up. It's about how long it's been since I've heard from her.
Yeah. We were a bit worried she may have fallen in with the zealots that are also there. Although different religion, they might have gotten into a quarrel with each other, as to say. But, you know, those who follow the bleeder aren't necessarily known to back down either.
Agnes
Although,
is
according to
heavily
her, they
invested in her map.
are, according to Alma, though, they are heretics in their own rights.
Heavily invested in her map.
Anyone who doesn't believe what her incredibly specific faith is, whatever it is.
We still
As a
haven't found
heretic.
that out.
Fortunately, I
know
haven't either.
Who she worships, or what ideals.
Some celestial.
It's always something that's otherworldly.
Some nebulous thing. I don't know if even she knows.
That's what I worry about. Why put your
course.
faith in something you are not aware of?
And of course, when you're indoctrinated at the age of 12, you don't get much choice.
True. Easy to poison the mind of a child, fortunately. With their talks of self-righteousness and greater beings.
Yeah.
Would I have heard about these lovely folks coming to town?
Nope.
Take it she doesn't follow in those circles.
I mean, from what Agnes is hearing, I believe that these people are at war with her own faith.
Wait, that's what I'm just wondering if, in my time hanging around the High Priest, if I would have heard about this.
You've been part of the faith for a while.
My whole life.
That's a while.
It's a hot minute.
It's
Yeah.
a bit.
Yeah.
Just over 2 decades worth, you know?
Yeah, I'd say
Minus,
It's a
you know,
hot
kidnapped time.
It's fine.
make a retroactive insight check.
Retroactive.
A retroactive.
Well,
Make a
Lovely.
2-year retroactive insight check.
2 years.
Oh gosh. That's hilarious. Okay. Oh, okay.
Okay, good. You do know, at one point, High Priestess Hawthorne was referring to a group of lowlives that have taken residence nearby that were causing issues with the church.
Low lives.
There wasn't much else that was said. And in the time that you were there, nothing happened. It was more just a note. Yeah, you can kind of put 2 and 2 together. It's probably them.
Cool.
If
Alright.
the story is true.
Yeah. I don't say anything. I was just curious.
Yep, because Charles is speculating based on what he knows.
Yeah. But timeline-wise, kind of fits.
It lines up.
Okay.
Alright. So what's your plan?
Is this
Charles.
Charles?
Yes.
Okay, I was like, I don't know if this is in character out. Well, I suppose if we can secure Ilenia's blessing, that would make this easier.
It
The
would.
farmers are going to be more reticent than she may be, but in asking this, we may have to perform some favor for the nation. Which, if that is what comes to it, it's what it is.
Always a
But
possibility, I suppose.
we can't exactly sit idly and let people die of starvation, considering we caused this mess rather directly.
Would not recommend it. They might start eating each other first. And that's just gruesome and gross.
Considering what I saw when I first arrived there, I would have to agree with you. Never seen people so fervent over a map.
He, like, glances over at Agnes.
Hella focus. Like, wow, these trees are really well done. Wow, these are really intricate roads.
Not so much as Agnes. Well, more so, actually.
Ah.
Insofar as ripping each other apart for a chance.
I see. Well, I can't imagine what was going on. Nor do I really want to know. But yes, I would.
Messy business.
Fair. Iolenia is probably your best bet.
Mm-hmm.
At least that I know of.
Right. I take it the industry's doing well, considering you're all the way out here now, rather than back in the city square.
Yes, actually, we've been doing quite well. The atmosphere generally draws more people in as well.
I suppose that's fair.
we can charge extra for the scenic overlook.
Does sound like something Dad would say.
Smart man.
Mm-hmm.
Mother wanted to put tables out as well. Create more of a path along the side of the falls. Put a few tables out for people to come and dine in the area. The problem is we don't have anybody to cook food. So, it's becoming an issue over time. Reelan, do any of your people cook well? And are looking for work?
Wow, your people?
Who do you mean your people? Who
What
you
do
calling
you mean, your people?
Respectfully, of course.
Yes. Well, we are quite known for our signature dishes, as you would call them. Yes. There are many talented chefs in Svarki. I'm sure any number of persons could be contracted to perform the work you are seeking to have done.
Can you do me a favor then, if you plan on traveling down there?
Absolutely.
I do have a handful of flyers here. I would like you to hand one to each cook that you can find that you think is worthy of cooking for a small group of people every day. Nothing crazy, of course. It's not a heavily populated area. Nor do I think we will garner enough attention to overrun a single person cooking. But, of course, we
I
will
can absolutely.
pay them. That would be much appreciated. Since you are from there, you know the way there, I don't. Plus, I'm busy here all the
Yes.
time.
Absolutely. More than happy to do so.
Thank you. If you find somebody that we like, that can actually start their work, of course you would want to talk with them and get to know them first. Don't just send random people up here. What a waste of time that would be. When you return, we will have a gift for you. If things go well.
I will absolutely be sure to vet all potential candidates before sending them your way.
Appreciated. You'd be doing us a huge service.
Happy to do it.
Reelan has inadvertently become a hiring manager.
I mean, he knows the terrain, and he knows the people. It makes the most sense.
It's almost like this entire campaign he's been scouting talent.
Correct.
I mean, you could say that.
Well, you still have time. Are you planning on heading to Zan's bequest now, or are you planning on staying for the evening?
Well, that's up to the rest of you. We don't necessarily have a direct time scale, but the longer we take, the more at risk Stonesbarrow becomes.
I'd leave it to the others.
Personally, I'd like to stay at least for one night, but it's like still like early to mid-afternoon, right?
It's mid-afternoon. Yep.
Okay, so we could We could get to Zan's bequest, but there's no guarantee that we'd be able to even see Cyrrhenia until tomorrow. Anyways,
True.
as it might be getting later.
It's always a risk.
Yeah. I'd almost think that it might be a little more difficult to secure an audience later in the day as opposed to earlier, anyways.
You're always welcome to stay if you want. We don't have bed space for everybody, but there's plenty of room to sleep on the ground.
I mean, it might be good to spend the night back home. After all, as I said, it's been a few years at least. Close
It's
to
true.
the better part of a decade, actually.
It has been a long time. Suppose one of you could rest in Alma's room as well if you'd like, but it's mostly empty. She's taken most of her stuff.
I would imagine.
At least she left the bed.
I'm surprised you could convince her to leave that, too.
Well, after everything, she didn't really have much space to carry it. Her hands were full.
I'm sure if you would have offered her a rope, she would have just strapped it to her back.
I did offer her a rope, but she didn't want to pay for it.
Why am I not surprised? I'm sure all her money went to whatever church she's a part of. If that's even what it is.
She said that she had given it all as a donation. For a higher cause. Whatever that means.
Mm. Well, I will take my relative silence. I suppose we will be staying the night then.
Like I said, plenty of ground space. You guys can fight over who gets Alma's bed. Edward, of course, yours is still upstairs.
I would hope so.
We tried to replicate your room as much as possible with the space that we had. I hope you don't mind having more space.
Ugh.
God, more room.
How dare you, Charles? You know, I'm very claustrophobic.
I'll deal with it.
Okay, whatever.
To avoid the ensuing argument, I will take the floor.
Yeah, I don't mind sleeping on the floor either.
That's when everyone just sleeps on the floor anyways.
Floor gang!
I guess just like after she rolls up her map and puts it away, she kind of just like slowly puts her hand up. She's like, could I have the room? I sleep without my mask on.
Oh, that's a great idea. Go ahead.
Alright.
Alright. Well, that's settled.
It hasn't. How long has it been? Hasn't been that long, right?
It's
Or,
been
I
like
don't know
maybe,
I don't know how
maybe
long
an
it took
hour
us to
since we
travel
got here.
here.
It's like
Yeah.
mid-afternoon.
Yeah, going into late evening or early evening, I should say.
So it's probably like 5.
Almost dinner time. Oh
Yeah.
my god, we won't have to eat rations.
It's
Correct.
getting close to dinner time.
Well,
Oh, sounds like you have settled your arrangements for sleeping.
mm-hmm.
So, there's not a whole lot to do in Kelvin Falls, but
Absolutely.
I will help Mother prepare the food, as we have extra guests, and I will inform her. So, have fun with your stay, and don't steal anything.
You need help with dinner?
Are you a cook?
I've cooked before, yeah.
I will take that as a yes. If you are welcome to join us with the preparation.
Nods and puts her scroll case away, follows along.
Should be careful to make sure that Charles doesn't scalp Agnes from the group.
What? Oh.
She does such a good job that she finds a career as a chef.
Yep.
This never leaves Cyrrhenia. Alright, new character. Why? They die? Nope, they got poached.
No, they got poached. Decided to just be a chef in a small town convenience store.
Basically.
All right. So, Agnes goes to help prepare dinner. What are the rest of you doing?
Great question.
Yeah. Probably good
Yes, sir.
setup. I'm probably just gonna go. Probably gonna go find a place to set up the bedroll.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of open floor right around you.
You got a whole storefront. And probably warehouse, too.
Look for
Yeah.
somewhere where I'm not gonna knock anything over.
A whole bunch of ground space right around you.
Open. It's a pretty open floor plan.
Yep. The only thing you gotta watch out for are the totem poles.
I thought we... Edward just kind of pokes his head into the kitchen, just... I thought we stopped selling those poles after Dad passed. Where did you find more?
Funny story about that. They were actually gifted to us by another trader who didn't want them because they were too hard to lug around.
And I'm assuming we haven't sold them.
Oh no, we've sold a lot of them. They just keep coming back. Well, not coming back themselves. They're not cursed.
Okay. Okay.
The supplier
looking for a
keeps
distinction.
making them, and the trader that gave them to us told them to keep sending them over here. So every once in a while, we just have a giant of a man drop them off. There's like 20 more out in the warehouse.
Are they all this size?
No, some are bigger.
Dear Apothecary. I see.
Although some are smaller, like handheld.
Huh.
Which
Where do they
surprisingly,
come from specifically?
I have no idea.
Oh.
They just get.
And the bigger ones have to just be like a whole tree.
Pretty much.
So y'all
Aren't you
just
gu-
have.
Aren't you guys kind of against deforestation here? I thought you would be.
Well,
I guess
as
so
long as it's upkeep and not destruction.
I guess so long as they're being replanted, they're being cut down.
Yeah.
The typical practice is to take the younger trees, not the older ones that have already been there for so long. Younger trees are easier to replace.
Yeah, but like these really big ones had to be pretty old trees.
I guess they would have to be the ones that have like already died, fallen over maybe.
Yes, reclaim is coming.
They also don't come from anywhere in Cyrrhenia, so
Oh, okay. Guess that makes sense.
And
Yeah,
we don't have a monopoly on trees. Just
I guess if they were coming from Cyrrhenia, you could just be like, "Hey, stop fucking giving us these."
yeah. It would be much easier to communicate with them, but we still don't know where they come from, and
So
the
every
big burly man doesn't talk, so
drops them off and
and then leaves.
I suppose.
weird.
Yeah. I mean, we've probably sold weirder before. Father was not a stranger to any odds and ends and knickknacks, provided they had an interesting story behind them.
So he basically bought and sold
I mean,
strange odds and ends people would bring in.
the mainstay was always the standard goods. But
But I take it the weirder it is, the more interested he was.
no, for the most part.
Why am I just picturing Edward's dad as Rick from Pawn Stars?
I mean, kind of.
Best I can do for you is 4 copper.
Let me call in my guy.
We have a specialist take a look at it.
God damn it.
Best I can do is Chumley.
God damn it, Josh.
Is Edward Chumley? Because he's always fucking up the deals.
Because I feel like that's what's being insinuated here.
No, I feel like it would be Alma who's just preaching preaching Jesus and then fucking the deals up. Like,
Oh, no. Ah, that's why she left.
No, not really. She wasn't. She hasn't been around for years.
Yeah.
Considering I grew up here, would I know of anything interesting around the area?
Nothing. There's nothing interesting here.
Ah,
is-
small town.
It is entirely milquetoast. Fair. Other than the falls.
Why do you think you took up reading in the first place?
Fair.
Now, how safe are these falls? Like, could you cliff dive off them, or
Oh, yeah.
are you...
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty safe.
Anybody want to go swimming?
I mean,
Brava would definitely go swimming.
yeah.
Of course she would.
Mm-hmm.
She'd be going up the waterfall.
Fighting the current.
It's like, yeah, all right, show off.
Let me learn more magic and I can do that too. Jackass.
Ooh, dude, we should have a cannonball competition.
That could be it.
I mean,
To be fair, this is the most water I've seen in one place in a long time.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's certainly an option.
Let's just put it this way: hot water is a commodity down there.
Well, it's not hot, but it's water.
Yeah, it's lukewarm.
It's about what you'd expect from a river.
Yep.
Hmm.
Who's Luke?
Why is he warm?
Because he's alive, Josh.
Is he?
If he was cold, he'd be dead.
Alright, so you guys are having a cannonball competition.
Yeah, fuck it, let's do it.
Let's do
Yeah,
it.
why not?
Alright, who is participating in said cannonball competition?
Obviously, I'm gonna be in it just for the sake of my size. This is gonna make it interesting.
The sheer
Fair.
shock of this web.
Yeah,
Seeing how it was my idea, I probably would partake.
fair. I think Rava would probably join in as well.
I feel like Rava would absolutely join.
I will not be participating.
Fuck it.
Alright,
Might as
so
well.
everybody that's not Agnes.
And Dark Hair.
Yep.
And
I thought-
me. I
yeah.
said I will not be participating.
Oh, I will not. I thought you said
Yep.
I will not mind participating. Okay,
No, I
fair.
will not
Nope.
be participating.
Okay.
Oh right, because you'd have to
Mask
strap
issues.
that. Yeah.
His-
Yeah. Mask
his
would
mask-
have to come off, and
It might get a little warped otherwise.
Yeah.
yeah.
Fair. Okay.
I mean, he'll go swimming, but he won't put his head under the water.
Yeah, that's fair.
But cannonballs, nah.
Yeah, because you're gonna have to, put your head under the water.
Exactly.
Alright, so who's going first?
Guess it only makes sense. I'll go.
Alright.
Go for it, big man.
Yeah, as you
Sounds like such a taunt.
as you leap from the boardwalk, basically down into the waters below the falls, make a performance check.
Foreman. All right.
Makes sense.
5.
Yeah, belly flop.
Oof.
Oh, big splash.
You completely
But
forgot to
makes
tuck
a, makes
for
a
the
good
cannonball.
splash, but
Poor
yeah,
form.
Poor form.
that one hurts.
Yeah.
Is this
Yeah.
like everybody else is standing on the side with like pieces of paper and they're like holding up numbers?
And the
Basically,
Russian,
yeah. It's out of 10, so all numbers are halved.
and the Russian judge gives a 9.5.
Yeah, so effectively you scored a 2.5 out of 10.
But you are the Russian judge.
And
This is
you
the
take
wow.
you take 3 points of
You're
damage.
you're the only
Nice.
one of us from the tundra. And also, you're
Gosh.
built like a fucking fridge.
Yeah. Yeah, your entire body is red.
Yeah.
Technically, it'd be brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
That's,
Yeah, bruised up. Fair.
yeah, more used to hot springs than I am actual bodies of water.
Alright. We'll just have Rava go next.
Sure. Go for it.
We'll say given her aptitude with water, she'll have advantage.
Makes sense.
Okay. That was the first
think
roll
she-
anyway.
That's a good thing she's no disadvantage.
Yeah.
Open a 1. She
Yeah.
fundamentally misunderstands and just beautiful pencil dive in.
Yep. It's elegant.
It's
But
like
not
a
a
perfect.
cannonball.
It's a perfect dive. Makes literally no splash.
Yeah. Like if it was like Olympic diving, fucking 10. It's a
Yeah,
cannonball
gold medal.
competition. No.
Yeah.
0. Yeah, so effectively scoring an 8.5. Pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
look at Edward. I was like, "Go ahead, hometown advantage."
Hometown advantage.
Just because I lived here doesn't mean I necessarily know how to do this better than any of you. I mean, all right. Performance.
Yep.
Yeah, not
Yeah. Not
that
a
great.
belly flop, but it's pretty bad.
It doesn't help that Edward is pretty thin.
I mean, he is
Yeah.
the nerd of the group.
Yeah, you went
Yeah.
to tuck in both legs, and one of your legs, like, you couldn't
Kinda
quite grab,
slapped
and
it.
it splashed ass first.
Yeah, or you know, like Red is about to jump off, just slip out a bit of moss and just completely bend it, and just
Oof.
just as it gets out of the water, shrugs.
Well, better than what I did.
Yeah. By a whole point, 3.5. Just leaves K2.
All right. As I as K2 goes to jump into the waterfall, well, not into the waterfall, but off the waterfall. As he gets like halfway down, he he's going to cast magnify gravity
Jesus.
in order to give himself a little extra explosion.
Okay.
It's basically magnified on the point of impact.
Pretty much.
Alright.
Sure.
Sure. Go ahead and just roll your performance.
Alright. Sounds good.
Fuck it. Magic.
23!
Alright, so with the plus 10 that you got from magnify gravity,
Yeah!
Fuck it. He's getting what, 16.5 points out of
Well,
10?
it maxes out at 10, so 10 points. But yeah, it just the base of the waterfall looks like it just explodes, and then just like water just takes back over pretty quickly. It's an impressive cannonball.
Looks to Edward like, how the fuck does it... How the fuck...
Huh. Okay.
I just kinda James Bond wade out of the water. It's like, so who won?
Fucking smug little asshole.
Yeah, just the most shit-eating grin on his face. You fucking know it.
That is actually what Atchima would say.
Yeah. I've never seen anyone make an impact like that before.
Clearly needs to get tested.
Back in the kitchen.
God, that's right. I was so focused on the diving competition, I forgot I was playing this game.
Hold on, I have to add a note. K2 cheats.
I mean, I already, like, the first thing I did in this fucking game was
know.
cheat at auction by
Communism.
communism.
Gorby would be proud.
Yep.
So, Agnes.
Oh my god.
Oh. Damn, I did not think we were engaging in conversation. Shit. I thought I was helping with dinner, that these weren't, like, normal people.
You are helping with dinner.
No, I know, but the end of that
People
sentence.
usually talk while they
I know.
Yeah.
Not where Agnes is,
Also,
not
like,
where
how
Agnes is from.
How K2 would have won anyways. It's just the bombastic performance.
Oh yeah, dude.
I mean, you got his brother and his mother in the same room. You're eventually gonna get interrogated.
Anyways.
I'm from Brand.
I've heard it's lovely.
busy.
Well, it is the capital of your territory. I'm not surprised.
What would you like me to do?
Oh, you can cut the vegetables.
Vegetable cut she shall.
I assume you're as good with a knife as you would be with that sword.
I have a flail. I don't have a sword.
There.
They don't do the same kind of motion.
No, that's correct. I forgot you had a flail.
Yeah.
Statement rescinded.
Yep.
I hope you're better with a knife than you.
Remember to cut, not smash.
Yeah.
Yeah, sharp edge.
Slicing
Not,
motion, not
Yeah.
smashing motion.
not everything is garlic.
What did you do in Brand?
Nothing. Just lived with my parents. Which I guess technically a lie.
Your parents.
Mhm.
What do they do?
They used to run a horticulture business.
A horticulture business.
They were very invested in plants.
Ah. The druids?
Nope. Just really liked plants. And they were good
Fair.
at it.
I suppose you don't have to be a druid and like plants. Although I've never met a druid that hated plants. Then again, I've only ever met one druid.
It's like a complete solo conversation they're having with themselves. Like, huh.
Now you see Edward is not the only one of his family to do that.
Yeah, she's just thinking to herself, she's like, I see where he gets it from.
So what's up with the mask?
It's part of my religion.
Interesting. Never met somebody from a religion that was required to wear a mask.
Yeah, within the temple we don't speak.
So is the mask to signify silence?
It helps us. My boyfriend is singing Under the Sea behind me, and it's really hard to focus. Hang on.
It helps us to under the sea.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. What did you say it was for?
Oh, okay, sorry. Just rolled over there. Yeah, it's to, I guess, signify our silence in the face of the martyr and to show our dedication.
Oh, that makes sense. Suppose I can see why people would do that. How long have you been with the church?
My entire life. I was born in it.
Physically in the church, you were born.
Yep.
Impressive, actually.
And I lived there my whole life.
What made you decide to travel?
I didn't. It wasn't my choice.
Who decided for you?
My high priest.
Huh? I should have guessed. That would make sense. What holy mission did they send you on?
I'm not quite comfortable sharing that with you Sorry.
Well, that's fair. Secrets of the church and all. Well, food's almost ready.
Just like sweating under the interrogation, just like super clammy hands under the gloves.
All
Hands
right.
over the chopped vegetables.
And dinner is made and served.
It's like as Agnes is, or like as like Charles or whoever's walking out, is when K2 fucking just explodes the basin.
Yeah, impressive.
I've spent some time on the river.
Apparently. Never seen a splash so grand.
Yeah.
Well, come now, dinner's ready. And you all eat.
Agnes eats in her room. Not
Fair.
her room per se, but you know.
In the room, yeah.
In the room she is going to be sleeping in.
Yeah, it's pretty empty in there. It's literally only a bed.
Yeah. It sits on the side of the bed and eats.
Alright. Anything else anybody wanted to do today?
Just kind of after dinner, just I assume father is in the same place.
Yeah, we never moved his grave. That would be rude.
I figured. Knowing him, he probably had something installed in the coffin in case anyone ever disturbed it.
More than likely.
Whether it would be some kind of dangerous thing or just simply a confetti prank, I guess we'll never really know.
Knowing his humor, it's probably a sack of blood that when it would be pricked, it would spew everywhere, so it looked like you just tried to wake somebody from the grave and it exploded in ruthless violence.
Probably. Probably. I think
Anyway, I should head to bed because long day of work tomorrow.
Dude.
Mother's already asleep, so if you're going to stay up, keep quiet.
Last thing I'd want to do is wake her. She might be getting older, but I'm sure her grasp on magic isn't.
I'm definitely not.
So we need is her voice booming at 3 a.m. for us to be quiet. I'm sure half the city would hear it.
Probably. We don't need another interruption from the guards.
Indeed.
The last time they thought the whole waterfall was going to collapse.
Sure, if she really wanted to, she would.
That's what I worry about.
Considering we live here now. Well, you guys do, not that. I don't imagine she'd be too keen on that.
You live here as much as we do. You're always welcome back.
I suppose you live here full time. Maybe the better phrasing of it.
Well, businesses, and all that. Either way, enjoy your stay. Again, don't steal anything. Not that I have to tell you, Edward.
Is it really stealing if it belongs to us anyways? Or just borrowing without intent to return?
Okay, well, don't do that either.
I had no plans on it anyways.
Thank you. And he just turns and walks upstairs.
No. I trust I can leave a lot of you here for a bit.
I'll be fine. Stares intently at K2.
Oh, I don't feel like K2's like already passed out.
Are you still hung up on the results of our little competition?
No. Based on your track record so far, I should be a little concerned.
About what?
I don't know. Stealing the deed to this damn business or something? I don't know.
What would I want with a small town business? Also, I'll point out that I have never stolen anything.
Anyways, I'll be back.
Alright.
Was there dessert during dinner?
He's gonna go steal some pie.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. K2's thirst for pie has been satiated.
Well, this was Mike asking, not K2.
Fair.
Then near the end of dinner, when like the dessert was brought out or something, Agnes would have gone to knock at her door.
Put her mask back on and go open the door. Like, peek it open.
You see that there's a slice of pie just sitting on the ground outside your door.
Where's all this shit coming from? Just like looks down the hall.
Ghosts.
I'm assuming no one's there.
No? Nobody in the hall.
He picks up the pie and just looks at it before taking it into her room.
I'd say it's a pie.
She's never had pie before. She doesn't know what to make of pie.
What flavors are in season, Josh?
Apple.
That's fair.
Never had apple pie.
I wasn't expecting anything ridiculous.
It's glow fruit pie.
Glow fruit.
Low fruit pie.
As you
Okay.
eat it, you can watch it go through your intestinal tract.
It just looks slightly radioactive.
Slightly.
I mean, it's not... I mean, you're not gonna be eating like 10,000 bananas and dying of radioactive poisoning.
Because the radioactive... The radiation is what's going to kill you. Anyways.
Alright. Eventually, unless anybody else, is there anything else they wanted to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not very long. Just before bed, Agnes wants to... A, I will be putting up alarm around my room. And
Sure.
B, she wants to look like on like like under the bed, near like the floorboards, like any sort of low places are like quote unquote hidden, even though nothing's really hidden in an empty room anymore. But anyways, under the bed, and whatnot for just like anything like carved into the floorboards or carved into like the walls or anything, or I don't know, anything hidden under the bed or in the mattress.
You're snooping, basically.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm snooping
absolutely.
in this
Okay.
fellow.
Sleeping
Considering
in
the
the bed of
information
your
she
mortal
got.
enemy.
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Hey,
I'm so bad at these. Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Yeah,
Yeah, room's empty.
cool. That's it.
All right. Fair enough. Anybody else?
nope.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Edward visits his dad and then goes to bed.
No.
Fair.
It's like that Tori said no.
No.
I was like, what
no,
the
you
fuck?
don't.
Can't tell me what to do. This is my hometown. Fuck you. You're sleeping in my family. It's technically a state. But no, I am good.
Okay. In that case, you all gain the benefits of a long rest.
Yay. I get my one spell slot back.
Bro, same.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, because
Alarm.
yep, alarm.
Venus brings her plates down in the morning.
Alright, yeah. Edward's mother will take them from you.
Mm-hmm.
Before you just watch them clean themselves. As she
Cool.
puts them away. Hope you enjoyed the pie.
Never had pie before. It's really
Well, then I
good.
definitely hope you enjoyed it.
It's really good.
Glad to hear it. Was my mother's recipe. And her mother's before her.
Well, hopefully I get to have more good pie like that at some point. Everywhere.
Fair? Well, you're always welcome back here. Seemed Charles enjoyed your company as well. Thanks for helping us cook.
Ugh, she feels so guilty. She leaves.
Guilt. Your daughter is my mortal enemy. I must leave.
Not so much mortal enemy, but
Is a potential enemy of the church. I must leave.
Antithesis? Is that better?
Enemy of the state.
enemy of the state.
Well, I guess we should probably be leaving. The sooner we can get to Zan's bequest, the better.
Off we go.
I'll try to not make it another 7 years before I visit again.
Appreciate it.
Wait, you were gone for 70 years?
7.
Oh, okay. I was like, God damn. What is your
Better-
skincare regimen?
I'm only. That's
Drop the deets, man.
45 years older than I am.
I was so surprised.
I would be too. I mean, even though I know she probably won't. And if she does, she won't want to hear it, but if Alma does stop by... I appreciate you telling her about me. At least I'm
Well-
okay.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, do you want me to tell her the good stuff or the bad stuff?
Well, I mean, if you told her about the bad stuff, I'm sure she'd be vindicated in whatever thought she's insinuated about me. But
I mean, all I'd have to tell her is that you made friends, and she would be concerned for the health of everybody involved.
I hate that you're right.
But I doubt I will see her again anytime soon.
Probably not. Missions of the Church sent her far and wide.
If she's even still alive.
I don't want to think about that.
That's a good point.
She might be a stubborn zealot, but she is still our sister.
Fortunately for us, unfortunately for her. Can't imagine having to put up with both of us during the same period, or the same
Ugh.
place for an extended period of time. I don't know how Mom did it. Or Dad, for that matter. Hopefully his rest is peaceful.
I would have to imagine so. But I don't know. Anyways,
It should
It's
head
good.
off.
yeah, it's good to see that the mercantile is still in good order.
Mm.
Sure, Dad would be proud of it.
I'm sure. He always was proud of his work.
All right. You know I'm bad at saying goodbye, obviously.
Yeah, so just leave. We'll see each other again.
Goes. Take care of yourself.
You as well.
I'll do my best. Give Mom a hug.
She's happy to see you.
Mm-hmm.
She never was much of a conversationalist.
True. That was all Dad. No. Head off.
See your mom being one of those, like, that's nice, dear.
Basically.
Dad goes off on like a long thing. It's like, oh, that's nice, dear.
Basically.
Barely paying attention.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. You head off toward Zan's request. Takes you half an hour to get there.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty upscale in comparison. The houses are much bigger. There's a fountain in the middle of the center.
It's a whole fountain. Oh.
There's a whole fountain. I know.
Fountains. Cursed.
Oh, yeah.
After the previous experience with fountains.
Yeah. Made our way into the rich part of town.
Yeah,
Basically, yeah.
that's basically what it is. Still a lot of trees around.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as open as Kelvin Falls is.
Everyone's got their own private garden.
Basically.
I almost feel like it's mandated by law.
Just about. This area is pretty well lit.
Mhm.
As this is the main growth area of the forest for glowfruit, which I was not making a joke about. That is a real thing.
I wasn't sure. I figured it was just you being a dick.
Yeah, it grows on the trees.
Fruit grows on trees? This is news.
I know, right?
I figured it grew out of the ground.
Kinda. Right. Yeah,
I
there's
don't
No.
get it. Why is it called glow fruit?
Because it glows, huh?
Because it absorbs light, actually.
It can be harvested and it still glows. So it's you see it kind of decorated around the homes as well.
Oh, that's cute. Are there like different strains of glow fruit? So you get like some that are like a variety of different colors, some that like hum with like a strobe light
Intensities.
effect.
Differing intensities.
No, it's all pretty like
Monochromatic.
monochromatic. Yeah, just a white glow. Although
Okay.
you do see people that have placed them inside of colored lamps. So when it
Ah.
glows, the glass of the lamp changes the color of it. So
Okay.
Can't say I've exactly been here often. After all, any business that was to be taken care of was taken care of by either my parents or Charles after my dad passed. So I didn't realize it was so.
Cookie cutter.
Yeah. I was looking for the word, but yeah, that works. That's kind of uniform, isn't it?
I will also let you guys know that you had to go further uphill to get to Zan's bequest.
Makes sense.
This one much more of a climb. You can see out over most of the surrounding area from here, although you'd have to get higher to actually see anything of sort other than trees.
Fair.
Thankfully, the central governing building has a large tower attached to it that goes up over the treetop. So if you wanted to get high up, you just have to get permission.
Okay.
Well,
More of a note.
yeah. Well, we're here for a mission.
Or, fly.
I don't have that one yet.
If he did, he could have gone up and made an even bigger cannonball.
What's funny was while I was looking for that GIF that I put in the chat, I found another GIF of like basically if someone tried to do the fly thing.
Fair.
Yeah, here it is. Fly.
My God.
By God, that man's nude.
Oh my god. Is this where we need to be, or are we traveling more?
No, this is where we need to be.
Okay.
Anything else would be further down. Sense request is the highest point.
I've lost track of the names.
It's pretty common if you're not from here. It all has a weird tendency to blend together. Gotta make an audience. It's probably best not to keep her waiting. I don't know much about the temperament of Millennia, but I've generally found it's best to not keep anyone in power for too long.
Fun.
Alright, let's be going.
To the Central Authority.
Yup.
Woohoo!
Alright. You walk up to basically the central building. Doors are open. You can just walk in.
Mm-hmm.
It's laid out much like, I guess, a courthouse, which is kind of weird. You go
Sure.
in, it's a small chamber. There's one person just kind of standing there, watching everything that goes on. There's a door to the right and a door to the left, both heading behind the guard. So right and left of either side of him. He just nods to you as you enter, allowing you to pass. You enter in, and it opens up into a hallway that goes off to the left and the right. And then there is a set of large doors on the other side of this hallway. Both doors are currently open. As you peer in, you see a large central chamber. And there is a table positioned in this room that is more of a... There's technically two tables, both shaped like almost like crescent moons as they face each other.
Okay. So it looks like it's almost like a meeting room kind of thing.
In a sort, yes.
Okay.
Yep. You see 5 people seated at the far table, and there are several seats on the closer table, all just kind of jam-packed. Like you could see 10 people at that table.
Jeez.
Well, since I'm not sure what's going on, and I don't want to interrupt, just kind of stand at the back until addressed.
Yeah. The
Unless
the 5
anyone
people
else decides to go forward.
of the 5 people that are sitting there, 4 of them are men.
Okay.
The person sitting in the middle is female.
Who we can probably assume is Alenia.
Yeah. Pretty good guess that that's Iolenia. The 4 men you would know of are the 4 eldermen.
Gotcha. So it's basically like a
They are
leadership
council.
meeting.
Yep. Well, it's with your and Rewin's understanding of how the governing function works in Zan's Request is that Iolenia leads all decision making, and the Eldermen are there to guide and counsel her in the decision process.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that the doors are open right now tells you that they are just in there having conversation. Nothing important is going on.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically
Okay,
an open invitation, and the person standing at the front, who is not a guard, he's not armed, is just to be there to inform you in case something is going on. So he nodded you in, so you are free and welcome to come in and sit down to chat with her.
Got it. Would I be correct in the assumption that each of the Eldermen is from a different, like one is from each city, basically?
They represent each territory, but they are not
Okay.
from there. They all live in Zanzibar.
Gotcha. Okay.
So they are essentially designed with the interest of each territory at heart, but they're not residents of there.
Got it.
Just whoever has the city's best interest in mind at that current time.
They're like a congressman, but hopefully they
Yeah.
actually care.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Okay.
Sometimes they head off to a completely different country when the weather's a little too bad for them.
Jesus.
Jesus.
They've all got like, you know,
All right,
vacation
Mr.
homes
Cruz.
and like TDVD.
Possibly. It is entirely possible. Okay, yeah, I guess just take a seat.
All right. Is everybody else joining as well?
Magnus will stand at the back of the room.
Guess I'll back up Edward. Be there to help with any persuasion checks he might have to do.
I'll be there specifically just to look like muscle.
We're not.
We're not
What?
trying to intimidate
Bad
them.
thing.
That's
That's
the opposite
bad.
of what we want.
Yeah.
Honestly, the best right now is for me to just stand there and just not say anything.
I guess. I mean, I won't stop you. Okay.
Okay. So as you all kind of file in, some of you standing, some of you choosing to sit. I'm assuming most of you are sitting.
I would assume so, but I'm not going to speak for everyone.
I mean, I'm gonna sit next to Edward. I'll let him take center seat, and then I'll sit next to him. And then I'm assuming Reelan would also sit down, seeing how he's homeboy as well.
Yes, correct.
So at least 3 of us are sitting.
At least
Yeah.
one of us is standing.
I assume Rava would also sit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So as you all file in, Hyalenia just looks at each of your faces, says, "Welcome. I am Hyalenia. I recognize most of you are not from here. If any of you. I don't recognize any of your faces. What have you come to discuss today?"
We have come from Stonesbarrow to discuss the establishment of a trade route regarding agricultural products, food, for the most part.
Oh. Is there something going on in Stonesbarrow?
One of the farms has recently been stricken by terrible weather and has been incapable of producing food.
Sounds like quite an issue.
Yes.
So you wish for us to supply food for them?
If it is possible, yes. We have been made aware that this would require support of many farmers from Cyrrhenia, and therefore we have come here seeking your approval to make negotiations easier.
Have you spoken with the farmers?
We have not yet.
So none of them support you in this matter, at least as of yet.
As of yet, no.
We thought seeking approval would be best before we just started pulling people from the city.
Well, smart decision, I'd have to say. You've thought this through. Unfortunately, I can't just give away food to Stonesbarrow.
Right.
We have extra, but I assume that they offered some coin in exchange for the travel and the time.
Yes, the idea was to establish trade, not necessarily to come begging for donations.
I mean, I'll be honest, I'm all for people begging, but I'm not much of a giver.
No, we would be more than happy to see negotiations made that purchasing of these goods would be done, not necessarily just the free giving of them.
And I assume none of you are leaders of Stonesbarrow.
Unfortunately not, no. We were given this task.
I just find it strange that they would send you as a task and not send one of their leader tradesmen.
Well, things are what one would definitely be able to define as hectic in Stonesbarrow at the moment. We are here simply as intermediaries, you could say. The idea is to more so start negotiations, less to finalize the ins and outs of the deal.
So what has Stonesbarrow offered in exchange? Any specified amounts? Any quantities that they require? Say a list of trade? Specified timeline? Any information?
So, Josh,
Yes.
would I be able to accurately approximate the size of like one of the farms, like what of the three fairs? Because they're all approximately the same size, correct?
They are identically the same size.
Okay. And I would have an idea of the approximate size of the farm, correct?
Are you versed in agriculture?
Well,
Square footage wise, you could approximate based on square feet, area.
Yeah.
I'd say you could make it an intelligence check. Or nature.
Okay. Alrighty.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, you have a pretty good understanding of the square footage of each of those farms.
Okay. Then I would communicate the approximate yield of each farm to these leaders, just to kind of give them an idea of how much they would need. As far as compensation goes, I would kind of just give the established idea that, for the most part, as long as it's not an extraneous ask, the people of Stonesbarrow or the trader, like the trade leaders of Stonesbarrow, would more than likely be able to, or be willing to pay whatever cost these people wanted to establish, as long as it was within reason.
That is a lot of food.
Yes, yes. As you know, Stonesbarrow is not exactly the smallest of places. But of course, such a great ask would not come without appropriate compensation.
Of course. And how does Stonesbarrow anticipate this to be traded?
Well, I would assume the simplest means of doing so would be by caravan.
It'd be a lot of food to send. It would require a lot of guards. And a large sum of coin to also be sent back. I assume that they're supplying the protection, because I don't want to risk my own people.
That would.
If there's one thing that Stone Sparrow has in surplus, it's plenty of willing mercenaries to protect the roads.
That's a good point. There are a lot of people looking for coin in Stonesbarrow, which is why I worry about the travel of such a large quantity from Stonesbarrow to here.
Well, one other option could be transport of a more magical nature, but that would, in order to secure the details of such a endeavor, you would have to give us more time in order to be able to properly present such a solution.
Well, it sounds like without the farms, more time isn't an option.
Unfortunately not, no.
And I doubt Stonesbarrow has anybody capable magically of setting up such an option.
As it stands, unfortunately not. We seek to rectify this, but as it stands, no.
Well, this would be considered international trade, so it is more expensive. But we can meet the demand of the farms.
Excellent. We will be reporting soon, immediately upon our return to the proper authorities on such a matter, and make sure to send a proper trade delegate out to establish the more, fine details.
If you want fine details established, we should establish them now while you're here. I assume that the Lord of Stonesbarrow, whoever commands you, gave you free rein to make decisions on the matter, or you wouldn't be here. If you just came here to ask if we could or couldn't do it, they should have sent somebody better qualified. And I would hate for this to be an awful waste of time. For all of us.
As would I. Well, I suppose I would hate to extend negotiations beyond necessity.
Most of the farms you would be taking from would be from the farms around Willowdale. So, Azaki, how much do you think that your farmers can spare to help with Stonesbarrow? And the guy on the far right, who's definitely burlier than everybody else, not quite as bulky as Atramir, but he looks strong. Hey, most of the farmers right now are left with extras, as not many tourists have been coming around to Willowdale this summer, so we have enough to provide supply, at least for now. But when the colder months begin to roll around, we would require assistance from the other territories as well. The farmers in Willowdale alone cannot support their own people plus that of Stonesbarrow. Well, that is fair. At least we can meet the demand for the summer, and if it comes around to the colder months, then perhaps as the quantities are required more of, we can negotiate a higher cost. Or we can start with a higher cost up front, with an indefinite timeline. Paid on a monthly basis. Can trade weekly. That way there's more food going in case it gets raided, and less coin on the travels, or on the road, means less opportunity for thieves.
Mm-hmm.
So of the wealth of Stone Sparrow, what price have they given you to negotiate with us?
Out of character. Did they give us a price?
I
Nope.
don't
Never
We
remember
were
being
given
given a price.
incredibly limited information.
They didn't give us any of the information we would have needed to prepare for this conversation.
Correct.
Nope. Ad-libbing as fuck.
Correct.
It was pretty
Bare
open-ended,
bones.
because it was Eberdeb that gave you the quest.
Correct. Not Rand
It wasn't
or anyone
Elric.
else.
Yeah. Yep. Elric was not spoken to on the matter. So.
They were about to post it, but were like, here, take it.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we
K2 clears his throat and takes out a small portfolio.
Oh god.
This is where we find out that he's just been a shady businessman this entire time.
And it's late. I'm tired, so I don't want to roleplay through this entire exchange. But basically, I would like K2 to go full bureaucrat. Basically, having already done the math of what a small city needs in order to survive for X amount of months, and how much the city of Stone Sparrow is willing to pay, which arguably is a pretty decent, let's say,
Jesus Christ.
profit, based off of the what market price on such amenities are usually. I found the section in the player's handbook for trade goods, but seeing how that's on like a pound by pound basis, I am not in the mental faculties to do that math right now.
There.
Fucking hell.
I also found a Reddit page talking about how much food a small medieval city of roughly 10,000 people need, and it is dense as fuck.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I also have that Reddit page bookmarked.
It's a lot.
Well, halfway
Quite the
through,
compelling read.
like halfway through, they start talking about fucking like crop yields. It's like, dude, I just need to know how much food I need.
How much tonnage per X time?
It
Is
doesn't help.
there a TLDR in here somewhere?
There wasn't. It doesn't help that everything is in kilograms too.
Oh, you're gonna convert it all. Great.
Yeah.
Oh, boo hoo.
Kilogram is roughly 2.2 pounds.
So yeah, that's the basic conversion.
Yeah,
I don't care about anything anymore.
Yeah, so I basically just want to go full bureaucrat, which
Sure.
we've talked about well, I don't. We haven't really necessarily talked about K2's background, but he does have
I'm aware of it.
some of the schooling required to fill this type of role.
Make it a persuasion check at advantage.
Okay, cool.
I was like, I hope to God he has advantage if he's got the whole thing ready.
Yeah,
He's
it's not
done
high
this.
DC. The numbers are there.
Hold that a pamphlet.
He's like,
Basically.
16.
he's
High
like,
enough.
he does the
Sweet.
full
It's a good
actually.
thing you had advantage. What about
Oh,
an 8?
what was the other one?
Two.
Oh, okay. The 2,
Two.
yeah. Ah, yes, the halflings one.
I see you came prepared. I was wrong to underestimate you. Should have
He's-
led with that.
He's going full actually.
It's okay, I'm used to being underestimated.
Well, based on international trade, we would ask for an extra 10%. But otherwise, the numbers are there.
K2 would argue, with the mutual benefit that that these fine folks of Cyrrhenia get from all the various expeditions the guild sends out to protect the trade routes, not just between their two cities, but to other cities as well, that perhaps they would be a bit more lenient and would be willing to go down to 7%.
Okay.
As this is also a time of tragedy for our city.
I just love the. Okay.
No, that's fine. 7% it is. It sounds like we have a deal.
Fantastic.
I will need a written copy of that work.
All right. It will only take me a few hours to transcribe it
Thank you.
and make it slightly more legible.
He basically did this in a favored insomnia.
It's like
I figured he did it just now while we were talking.
it's all shorthand. It's like to the untrained eye, it looks gibberish.
Fair.
All right. And with the trade deal secured, we'll end the session here.
Sweet. I have to get up for work in 5 hours.
Yeah, go to bed.
Yeah, I gotta get up early too, so I was like, and hopefully we end here.
And on that note, I will end the recording here. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and we will catch you next week.
Good night.
Woo!